hate to be a downer. Did you know that it's worse to go for a walk and then sit all day than to not go for a walk at all? This may require making a brand new habit. I've had to do that. I've had to make a brand new habit because I used to, every job I've ever had, except for, the last 5 years, has been on my feet. Welcome to the Creative Life in Motion podcast, where we don't wait until we reach our goals to be happy. We fall in love with who we are being on the way. And I'm your virtual BFF, or soon to be Karen Wilson. It's worse to go for a walk and then sit all day than to not go for a walk at all. And I don't want you to be discouraged by that. It's kind of like a motivator. If you live a sedentary life, I get it. We're busy. We have work to do at our desk. And, the feeling is if we just power down for 6 hours or 4 hours or whatever it is to get the stuff done, then we can do other stuff. But the problem is 4 hour turn into 6, turn into 8, and then you've just deleted all the effort that you did in your walk, your workout, anything that you did to enhance your body. You might as well have just opened a pack of smokes and smoked them all, because sitting is the new smoking. And so a better approach is to find little excuses to get up and walk during the day. Oh my God, that was just the worst walk. Said no one ever. If you want to lose weight, here's the tough love. You got to know what's going in your body. So I'm not talking about dieting. I'm talking about choosing nutrient-dense foods. So get rid of the packaged, processed, chemical-laden products out of your pantry. You start reading labels. If you can't pronounce it, it should not be in your body. And I'm not saying to get obsessive over it, because I don't think that's healthy either, but know the difference. So that's where it starts. Nutrition is either going to give you energy or deplete it. Secondary thing is you cannot do a form of workout activity and then, go hard, say in the morning, and then sit for the rest of the day. That's not going to work too. It's moving more often. Yes, having some sort of functional training is going to make sure that you're getting things in that are going to preserve, your body long term. Use it or lose it. If you want muscles at 70, you better be building them now, or at least maintaining what you have. And yeah, so that's part of the equation. But moving more often, it doesn't mean moving more. If you went out to get your 10,000 steps and you did that all in the morning, and say it took you 90 minutes, and then you have an office job and you sat all day, a better way to do that would be to split it up between 30 increments, 20 to 30. And that might seem disruptive to your day, but really, is it? I mean, you should be taking breaks anyways, right? It's actually better for your body. And then, I like to do the little 5-minuters. The reason why I talk to you about this is because I've had to adopt this too. I couldn't figure out, in perimenopause, why I was gaining so much weight so quickly. And yeah, part of it was because my hormones were out of whack. But the other part was my job changed. I wasn't as physically active. And I was still eating like a physically active person. So that's the third part of the equation, is actually knowing what's going in and out of you. Knowing your base of what calories you burn. I know it's a difficult equation, and you might have to do some math, but just knowing that, what your maintenance calories are, and instead of going on a diet, go on a maintenance and then just let your activity roll, increase it, and see what happens. Because anyone can go on a diet and follow all these dang rules, lose a bunch of weight, but if you don't know where your maintenance is, you're never going to be able to maintain it and fix that behavior. So, will you give it a try? Let me know. I'm supposed to ask you to subscribe if you like this. Hit like. Talk to me in the comments. That's how we get to reach more people. Get them off dieting, get them on living, loving your body in between the weight loss, in between the ups and downs. Unconditional. Because it's life, right? So that was fun, right? If you are watching on YouTube, you can see now that we are back in my office, and it's very clear that I really need a haircut. So hopefully by the next time I record one of these podcasts, I will have had my haircut. So anyway, that's just a squirrel thing, when you get yourself in the camera and you're like, you can see yourself. Or and first thing I look at is my hair. What do you look at when you see yourself in the camera if you're making YouTube videos? I am shuffling the Sacred Self-Care deck. Now we're just going to take a cue from the universe and see. If you're new here, the way this works is that this card, this message is meant for you whether you are watching this on the replay or not. And so we're gonna just go ahead and dive in. I have my glasses on so I can see. One is calling out. This one feels like it's actually jumping out towards a journal. I got a little too excited there. I love journaling because one of the books I'm listening to on audio right now is Atomic Habit. And he talks about how, to actually create a habit. And a lot of times this happens with walking too. A lot of times we just jump right into something and we give it a ton of time, and then we realize that it's hard to stick to. So say you write this goal and you say, I'm going to journal for 20 minutes every day for the next 365 days. And that's great if you can do that, but the majority of us need to start with a minute, especially if it's something that we've never done before. The same is true for walking. There's this golden number of walking 10,000 steps. And 10,000 steps was just like this random number pulled out. The first pedometers that came out and you would just hook them up and they would just go. I think it was with their marketing plan. That's where it turned into 10,000 steps. And then everybody just went for 10,000 steps. Well, it's actually 7,000 steps a day that helps you to fight against all-cause mortality. So you don't actually need 10,000 steps. But as I was talking about on the trail, it's not just about getting the steps in and then you're done for the day. It's actually better if you can only get 7,000 steps to spread them out during the day in small increments, 5-10 minutes. Because a lot of times, we just think that we need to have this big chunk of time, and that is not creating the habit. So I have a love-hate relationship with journaling is hard. Your journaling makes you become more self-aware. Sometimes it's I have no idea what to talk about. So what's great about these cards is they come with a little guidebook. So I'm going to read the message. We start with a mantra. Abundant wisdom resides within me. Here's another thing too with journaling. I'm in the process of making a talk that I'll be doing this weekend at a women's festival. And the process of starting this talk, I mean, I had a lot of stories that I knew I was going to put in. It's all about loving your body between ups and downs and highs and lows. And of course, so there's lots of stories about that I love to pull in stories when I'm speaking. One thing I've been learning how to do is just kind of introduce me and myself in interesting ways, like introduce my linear ancestry as I introduce myself. And so my mother is a French Acadian born in New Brunswick, born in Georgetown. And what's interesting is that she journaled my entire life. Like most of the time, she still journaled. Most of the time, it's about like our adventures as a family and stuff. And, without those, I would know less about my identity. Like she journaled a ton in my baby book. Stuff that I would like now as I'm doing my inner child work and healing my relationship with my inner child and I'm finding that the things that my mom journaled about are so helpful to me to like really understand my origin, my purpose, all the things that as a little girl I believed in me about and just kind of forgotten. All the evidence is there of the purity. And so because of my mother's journaling, I'm able to connect with myself along the path of the lifeline. So I encourage you to journal because it's like time capsules. In 100 years from now, what's the world gonna be like? Like I have these videos and these audio and stuff like that, but it's the writing that lasts through time and space, right? Videos can get deleted, but if you have it in ink somewhere, it's it's bound to be left to someone and then go through the generations, and it's beautiful. Are our kids even gonna know? Like, are our kids even gonna know how to handwrite? It's food for thought. I know I'm going down a big rabbit hole here, but journaling allows you to do that. So why not? Okay, journaling is a profoundly intimate and powerful practice, one that provides a safe space for self expression, channeling wisdom. It's what you need to get your thoughts in order and to process emotions. If you're unsure where to start, try writing about what's currently happening in your life or about whatever comes into your mind. Surrender to your stream of consciousness. Don't worry if it comes out looking like chicken scratch or if it appears incoherent. It doesn't need to be pretty. The process of writing free from expectation will allow you to exercise different parts of your brain. It will get you in a groove that will undoubtedly lead to more enlightening insights. Journaling will help you keep track of your progress and see how far you are coming in various areas of your life. So put pen to paper and see what it is within you that needs to be expressed. So there's some journal prompts here. Okay, so feel free to answer your journal prompts in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube. Otherwise, if you're listening to this on a podcast player, as soon as you can get to a piece of paper and a pen, just write this down for the next time you journal, like if you're not like in the journaling state at this moment. So here's your journal prompt. What thoughts or stories could be helpful for you to write about to gain more clarity? What thoughts or stories would be helpful for you to write about to gain more clarity? I look forward to hearing yours. I don't want to like share too much of mine, but I always love to go back to, like I said, the early days when I was, between 5 to 7, because I feel like that's when we truly knew who we were and what we were on this earth to do. I mean, maybe we didn't know our occupation, but we sure knew how we wanted people to feel, right? So, anyways, I encourage you to do that. If you've been here for a while, you know that I feel creative life in motion is it it's got to be moving. So you need to get your body moving to be a creative being. And I feel like that there's no better way than walking. Walking is something that is magical. Running is great too, but I find when I'm running, I don't get the clarity bombs until after I'm done running because I'm so busy trying to figure out how to frickin' breathe. But when I'm walking at a good clip, I get a lot more of those clarity gifts. So that's my wish for you is that you do some journaling and then you go for a walk and then you come back and you tell me how it went. And I will, undoubtedly see you in the next episode, hopefully with a haircut. I appreciate you hanging out with me. And if you're struggling to actually adapt to a walking plan that you can stay consistent with, I want you to go and check out the walk method, walkmethod.com. And there's a video there for you. And we'll knock that out of the park and get that consistency going, not just for a week, not just for a month, but for life. I will see you in the next episode and have a great week. I look forward to hearing what you're journaling. Take care. Bye bye.